Welcome back to Anfield Wire, your trusted source for the latest Liverpool news, transfer developments, and breaking updates. Today, we have major stories involving Alexis Mac Allister, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bradley Barcola, and Darwin Núñez that every Reds fan needs to know. So, stay with us until the end for the full picture, and if you want reliable Liverpool updates without missing a beat, subscribe to Anfield Wire and turn on notifications now. Alexis Mac Allister to Manchester City case made him worrying sign for Liverpool. With the transfer window continuing to throw out some surprises, one Liverpool star has been linked with a shock move to Manchester City this summer. Liverpool faces a potential battle to keep hold of Alexis Mac Allister in the final few weeks of the summer transfer window, as doubts continue to emerge over his future at Anfield. The 27-year-old is now in the final 2 years of his contract with the Reds and could soon face a decision over an extended stay at the club or an exit. Mac Allister has already been linked with a transfer to Real Madrid this summer, but after his father quashed those rumours, a stay with Liverpool appeared to be the most likely route for him. Now, however, new links have emerged over a potential move to Manchester City, which could see the Argentina international replace Rodri in a new-look midfield for Enzo Maresca. Mac Allister is one of several options being assessed by the Premier League outfit, with Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez, Lille's Ayoub Boadi, and Bournemouth's Alex Scott all linked as well. With those candidates lined up, BBC Sport made the case for a move for the Liverpool star to join Man City in what makes for some tough reading for the Reds. It states, "The Argentine is into the final 2 years of his contract at Anfield and has been a consistent presence in the Reds midfield during his time there, though he struggled for form during a troublesome 2025-26 season. As a Premier League winner, Mac Allister would bring top-flight experience and be a ready-made candidate to slot into City's midfield. A versatile player, he can play as a holding midfielder or as a more box-to-box option. As the oldest option on this list, Mac Allister would also offer a wealth of experience. It's a concern for Liverpool, as there is still a real possibility that Mac Allister could leave amid a potential crossroads in his career at the club. The midfielder, having just 2 years remaining on his contract, means that this could be the final year in which he commands a fee close to his maximum valuation. Balancing that out with Liverpool's need to sell at the right time, it's clear that a move could happen for the right price, especially given the strength in depth within the midfield ranks. However, given his importance and the skill set he could offer Andoni Iraola for the new season, there is a clear reason to keep him as well. It sets up a potentially difficult few weeks for Liverpool to consider what is next for Mac Allister and where his place in the team is moving forward. Trent Alexander-Arnold issued brutal setback as Real Madrid career backfires spectacularly. Former Liverpool star Trent Alexander-Arnold is under pressure to make an impression at Real Madrid this season, but there are now doubts over his place in the team. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been told he isn't a guaranteed starter at right-back for Real Madrid this season, as the former Liverpool star faces a potential setback in his time at the Bernabeu. The 27-year-old has been with Los Blancos for just over 1 year now, following his surprise exit from Anfield toward the end of his contract with the club. Despite making his way through the academy ranks to the senior side, Alexander-Arnold let his deal dwindle until he told Liverpool that he would be leaving as a free agent. In the end, the Reds agreed a $13.5 million deal to release the defender early so he could join Real Madrid for the Club World Cup before he competed through the rest of the campaign with issues. Injuries hit hard in the early months, and with chaos ensuing behind the scenes for the Spanish club, it didn't seem easy for the star to cement his place in the team. After a disappointing campaign last time out, Alexander-Arnold is looking to push on and show why he believed he could be a Ballon d'Or contender at Real Madrid in the future. It will be an important few weeks ahead for those hopes, with the arrival of Jose Mourinho and Denzel Dumfries creating some potential obstacles for the star. With that in mind, AS editor Thomas Roncero, who covers Real Madrid as one of the leading voices in the local media, believes that Alexander-Arnold won't be a guaranteed starter at the beginning of the campaign. He said, "Mourinho wants to strengthen the defence, and the Englishman isn't exactly a reliable option behind him. It's a brutal assessment and potential setback for Alexander-Arnold, who was accused often in the Premier League of lacking some of the defensive instincts needed to feature as a right-back. That has seen him moved into different positions under other head coaches, such as the England national team attempting to fit him in the midfield to make the most of his ball-playing qualities. With Mourinho's arrival, there is a chance to stamp his authority and become a regular starter, but there is also a chance that he is ruthlessly thrown aside if he doesn't fit what the coach wants. It means there are an important few weeks ahead for the former Liverpool man when it comes to his career at Real Madrid, and his position moving forward. If it goes well, then he will almost certainly have that right-back position as his moving forward. If it doesn't, then who knows what could be next for Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool handed Bradley Barcola boost as star, too much of a risk for Arsenal. Bradley Barcola is a target for both Liverpool and Arsenal, with Chris Waddle advising the 23-year-old that a move to Anfield would give him more freedom under Andoni Iraola than a transfer to London would allow. Bradley Barcola has been urged to choose Liverpool over Arsenal, with the suggestion that he will be afforded greater freedom to showcase his talents under Andoni Iraola. Barcola has emerged as a prime target for the Premier League's last two champions, with the winger entering the final 2 years of his contract at Paris Saint-Germain and showing little inclination to put pen to paper on a new deal. The 23-year-old was named among the unused substitutes during PSG's European Super Cup triumph over Aston Villa on Wednesday, having only returned to pre-season training last week following international duty with France at the World Cup. Speaking ahead of the fixture, PSG head coach Luis Enrique declined to be drawn on Barcola's future, with Liverpool having already made contact with the French club regarding the winger, though the Reds remain reluctant to match a reported valuation of between £130 million and £145 million. In a further development, PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi confessed to be in sports. "We're working calmly, we don't talk too much, we do. I can't say whether he will leave or not. Today, he is a PSG player. We'll see." Former England international Chris Waddle, who played in France with Marseille, has little hesitation in declaring where Barcola ought to be headed should he seek a fresh challenge this summer. "If I was advising Bradley Barcola, I'd be telling him he should go to Liverpool, because he's going to have more license to play his own game for Liverpool under Andoni Iraola to go and do what he does. Because that's why people want to spend all that money to sign him," he said. At Paris Saint-Germain, he gets the ball and he takes on his fullback, but if he played for Arsenal, Mikel Arteta would probably be too worried about him losing the ball. Suddenly, he's lost 50% or 75% of his game. If he plays for Liverpool, Iraola is going to want him to play his game, take on the fullback, run at people, and create danger. That's too much of a risk for a manager like Arteta. If I was Barcola and I was picking between the two, I'd go to Liverpool. Speaking to Snaber, Waddle continued, "He needs to ask himself how he needs to play and how the teams wanting to sign him play. Are they direct, or will they not encourage you to play to your strengths? Why would you want to play for a team like that?" I think Barcola needs to really think about his football and what he wants to do on the pitch. It's pointless rocking up at a club that's a bad fit. It doesn't work out, and you wonder why you ever made the move. Darwin Núñez transfer agreement reached to bring end to Saudi nightmare. Former Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez looks to be closing in on his next transfer move. With his time in the Saudi Pro League likely to come to an end this month, Darwin Núñez has reportedly reached an agreement with Trabzonspor, the club that Mohamed Salah signed for last week, to move to Turkey from Saudi Arabia. While a deal is still to be reached between the clubs, according to Yagiz Sabuncuoglu, Al Hilal is not expected to stand in Núñez's way after he fell down the pecking order in the Middle East. Salah and Nunez worked well alongside one another at Liverpool at times, but the latter was sold last year for a fee of around $62 million, £46 million, 3 years after signing from Benfica in a big money deal. When Salah was confirmed as a new Trabzonspor player, the Egyptian was given a rapturous welcome. He became the highest paid player in Turkey. Ertuğrul Doğan, the Trabzonspor president, claimed a few days ago that the move for Salah was so popular that his side only needs to sell another 7,000 season tickets to fully cover the cost of the signing. Salah is claimed to have helped sell 18,000 season tickets in the space of 3 days. Hit 25,000, Doğan has claimed, and Trabzonspor will have earned its money back. Finishing third in the Super League standings last term, Trabzonspor will need to win a playoff to reach the Europa League this season. It is hoping to compete for the league title, which was most recently won by Galatasaray. But the former Liverpool striker Dean Saunders was staggered by Salah's decision to move to Trabzonspor. He played in the Super League but believes the 34-year-old should have aimed higher. "I'm stunned," Saunders said on TalkSport. "What has Mo Salah done? This is no disrespect because I went to Galatasaray. Turkey, my son was born there. I had a great time in Turkey and they are all enthusiastic, nice people. Trabzonspor are a big club in Turkey, but why on earth has Mo Salah left Liverpool to go there? Without sounding like I'm criticising Trabzon, I am finding it hard to believe. Why didn't he stay at Liverpool? I honestly thought he would be going to Saudi Arabia." Salah could have stayed at Liverpool for another year because the contract he signed in 2025 was in place until 2027. However, it was mutually agreed that this was the right time for him to move on. There was interest from the Saudi club Al Ittihad, who could have offered a higher wage package, but Salah chose instead to remain in Europe. The Saudi Pro League could still remain an option in the future.